Hello everyone. Today we are going to be drafting our hip pattern. If today is your first day of joining us, please kindly subscribe. Thank you. The first thing you have to do is to take your tape to the top of your drafting paper and mark your hip measurement. Then to your knee measurement, just the way we are doing like this, and connect your line together. So after connecting your line together, the next thing you have to do is to take your appropriate hip measurement, hip and waist measurement. If your hip measurement is 32, you divide 32 divide by 4, then take the measurement without adding any allowance. If your hip is 40, you divide 40 by 4, you put it down without adding any allowance at all. That's the same way we are doing here. Our hip size is 42, we divide 42 divided by 4, then we mark the exact measurement, the same to our waist measurement. Then to get this your knee measurement, whatever you have on your hip measurement, you take two out of it, then connect the line together. You can take two out of it, you can take one out of it, whichever way is still acceptable. Depends on how you want the fitting of the knee to be. But for this, we took out 2 inches. Then you go to your waist, you come down by 1.5 inches. Then from your hip, you go inward by 5 inches. Then you come down to this um your knee measurement. You go up by 2 inches. From the waist is 1.5 inches. The hip you go in by five inches. Then from the knee you just come up by 2 inches. Then connect the line together. She was doing something that is wrong, so I have to come and correct it. Then you make sure you mark it so that you will not make any mistake. Up and down. The same way you are saying like this, up and down. Then the hip side you are going to sew, you just mark it the same way. Then this now over to the back drafting. Abi. You take your hip line measurement, your waist measurement, then your knee measurement. The same way we did for that first one. Your hip, your waist, and your knee measurement. Then you take your appropriate measurement, then connect the line. Like here, like this, I forgot to add the zip allowance. Yeah, so I have to take the zip allowance again, then go back to redo to retake my measurement. The same way you are seeing like this. So I have to add the real measurement now. You can see the line for that hip side is now 2 because hip I added zip allowance to the back side. Then for this back side now, you come down by 1.5 inches the same way you did for the front. Then from the knee line you go up by 2 inches. Then from this back, there's nothing like going inside by 5 inches. From the zip side you just go back by 1 inches, the same way I did like this. This one nothing like going back by 5 inches. You go inside by 1 inches from the zip allowance, then connect the line up and down. There's something I just want to emphasize again. From this knee line, from your waistline, you are coming down by 13 inches for only the back. That's under your buttocks. This place I just marked now is under the box. Your buttocks, your nyash. Yeah. From your waist to 13 inches is that one. Then you go out by 4 inches. Just pause and look at this measurement. From your waistline, you get your hip line. Then from there, you get your buttocks measurement. And that's from the waist to 13 inches. And it's only for the back. Only for the back. Just pause, follow what I'm saying, then you will get the actual stuff. The same way I'm doing like this. you take it to your hip foam. I'm using half inches, so this hip is 42 and I'm making everything 44 all together. I don't want anything excess or anything that will look obvious, so I'm using um foam, half inches foam for this practical. Then you still mark your stuff on the foam again, so that you will know where to sew. When you get to your machine, you fold again, you take your front, you cut your front out of it. Just listen to what I'm saying, listen to the video, and you will get everything. Any question you want to ask your question in the comment section, and I'm available to answer all your questions. Draft it out from, draft out of your form like this, then indicate up and down, so that you don't make any mistake whenever you want to sew this hip padding. There's nothing like a mistake. Try to mark it with a marker, you see. And there we go. You see, I'm just trying to show you all how you're going to sew it. You take your front, you take your back, you sew together, and it should just be fine. Here is the next step. You will take your foam and trim the outer layer. Okay, wait. The only place you're going to trim is you're not trimming the hip side. Just trim the rest, and leave the hip side, because the hip side is what we want to pop out. The rest side has to sleep on your body. That's why we are trimming it down like this. That's why we are trimming it down. So that's the reason for all this trimming and trimming. So it's compulsory you trim. By the time you leave it the same way you're leaving the hip side, it will just be showing in your clothes, and it will look obvious. When people see you, they will know, ah, this one you get it to do for your clothes. So like that, you take the front again, and you trim the outer part, leaving the hip side. Just the same way we are doing like this. That's why it's video, for you to see and learn. If you cannot grab whatever I'm saying, at least you can look, you can watch. Just watch what I'm doing and get some fat out of it. Leave the hip side and trim the rest. That's why you have to mark, for you to know the hip and the other side. Then the next thing, you take your estay and gum your estay round the hip. This is just how to prepare it before you get to the sewing machine. You have to use your estay so that whenever you wash your clothes, the foam will not start tearing apart. Please do well to follow, subscribe to this channel. We are posting the sewing tutorial next, because that is very simple. It's just like 5 minute video. That is simple to get. It's also simple. Please do well to click on the subscribe button so that you can receive notification whenever I post any new video. Thank you all for stopping by. Just use your estay. You're using white though. Me, I don't advise anybody to use black estay. I'll advise you to use white the same way I'm doing. At least you can see whatever you write on the foam. At least it's very visible when using this white estay than black. And I don't know whether it's possible you can see through the black estay. I don't know, but I'll advise you use this white, because as I'm doing, you can see. Thank you. Bye. See you all in my next video.